ever been in a conversation where you just blank? You're staring at the other person, your brain is buffering, and the awkward silence is slowly eating your soul? Yeah, we've all been there. But today, I'm going to show you exactly how to never run out of things to say again. And no, the answer isn't just talk more, because if it were that easy, we wouldn't be here. Instead, I'll give you real techniques to keep any conversation flowing. Whether you're talking to a friend, a crush, or even a total stranger, by the end of this video, you'll have infinite things to say. Let's go. Rule number 1. Ask better questions. All right, let's start with the most basic problem, boring questions. Most people ask, "How are you?" "Good. You?" "What's up?" "Not much." "Do you like music?" "Yeah." Lame. These go nowhere. Instead, ask open-ended questions that make people actually think. Instead of, "Do you like movies?" Try, "What's a movie you could rewatch 100 times and never get bored?" Instead of, "What do you do for work?" Try, "What's something about your job that people always get wrong?" See the difference? One-word answers kill conversations. Thought-provoking questions keep them alive. Now let's make it even easier. Rule number 2, the what, why, how rule. Here's a cheat code for never running out of things to say. The what, why, how rule. Whenever someone says something, don't just say, "Oh, nice." Instead, go deeper by asking, "What got you into that? Why do you enjoy it? How do you do it?" For example, person 1, "I love playing guitar." Bad response, "Nice." Better response, "Oh, cool. What got you into playing? Why do you love it? How long have you been playing?" Suddenly, they have so much more to talk about. And if you really want to keep things going, rule number 3, react and relate. One of the biggest mistakes people make is treating conversations like interviews. If you only ask questions, the other person might feel like they're being interrogated. The trick? React and relate. Let's say someone says, "Oh, I love hiking." Bad response, "Nice. What's your favorite trail?" Better response, "No way. I went hiking last summer, got lost, and ended up following a squirrel back to civilization. 10 out of 10 experience. What's your best hiking story?" See the difference? You're adding something personal to keep the conversation balanced. So if someone mentions a topic you relate to, jump in with your own story or thoughts. Now, what if you don't know anything about the topic? No worries. That brings us to rule number 4, be genuinely curious. Here's a game changer. You don't have to know about something to talk about it. Let's say someone is obsessed with rock climbing and you know nothing about it. Instead of saying, "Oh, cool," ask, "Wait, isn't rock climbing terrifying? How do you not fall?" "I have 0 upper body strength. If I tried, how fast would I fail?" Is there a trick to gripping the rocks? Or is it just pure strength? When you're curious, the other person becomes the expert, and people love talking about things they know. Rule number 5, use your environment. If you ever feel stuck, just talk about what's around you. If you're at a party, you could say, "This music is fire. Who's on AOX?" If you're in a coffee shop, "I always struggle to pick a drink. What's your go-to order?" If you're waiting in line, "Okay, serious question. Do you think standing in a long line makes the food taste better? Or do we just trick ourselves into thinking it does?" Your surroundings will always give you something to talk about. But let's talk about the elephant in the room. Rule number 6, embrace the silence. Here's the twist. Silence isn't always bad. If you're constantly thinking of what to say next, you're not really listening. Sometimes a pause lets the conversation flow naturally. It gives the other person time to think, and sometimes they'll bring up a new topic themselves. Instead of forcing the conversation, just be comfortable with small silences. You'll be surprised how often the other person fills them for you. Bonus trick, the callback move. Want to sound like a pro at conversations? Use a callback. A callback is when you bring up something they mentioned earlier. For example, if they said they love painting at the beginning of the convo, you can say later, "By the way, you mentioned you paint. What's your favorite thing to paint?" This shows you were listening and makes them feel valued. And there you have it, 7 ways to never run out of things to say. Ask better questions. Use the what, why, how rule. React and relate. Be genuinely curious. Use your environment. Embrace silence. Use callbacks. If you use just one of these, your conversations will improve instantly. But if you use all of them, you'll never struggle to talk again. Now, I want to hear from you. What's the most awkward silence you've ever had? Drop it in the comments. Let's laugh about it together.